ukisema umetenda.
Osura and I'm in the Gabriel show. Here we are going to discuss many things, the trending things, politics and everything that affects the society. So you like, subscribe and share, comment. Thank you.
And welcome to the Gabriel TV. And as you can see, the political temperatures in our country, Kenya, are rising day in, day out. And today I'm privileged to host a political commentator who will actually introduce himself. My name is Gabriel Mokoma. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Gabriel TV.
Daniel Mugo. I'm a third year media student at Maseno University. And yeah, I hope this will be a fruitful discussion.
Thank you very much. You are a political commentator, and I can see in your social media platforms you post a lot of what is happening. What is your take on the coming general elections in August?
Well, I think it's a very important time for us Kenyans. The upcoming general elections, democracy is on the ballot. The rule of law is on the ballot. Our free will is on the ballot. Our future is on the ballot. So this is the most important election in Kenya's history.
This is the most important election. There are people who don't believe in a free and fair election. What are you telling them?
Well, there is nothing like a free and fair elections, if I'm being honest. And
so you're telling us there's no free and fair elections?
Well, let's just say there's nothing like free and fair because you remember in the Soviet Union, Joseph Stalin, the Russian dictator, he once said that elections are not decided by the people who vote, but rather by the people who count the votes. So it's the same situation with Kenya. Even in the US, elections can't be 100% credible. There have to be compromises, there have to be irregularities. So, but let's just say IBC is taking a very big step. The whole thing, the NCIC, the cohesion, and everything going on. So
well, you've just touched the NCIC. NCIC listed some of the words that we're not supposed to be using in the political rallies. Words such as atupangwingwi, words such as madoadoa, kambaya mbaya. What's your take on those words? Are they really an influence to hate speech?
No, I don't think so. I think NCIC, the only thing that is left for them to tell us is that we can't breathe. Because honestly, it's pathetic. And this is another tactic to try and censure William Ruto because the government is against him. The government apparatus is against him. They knew he had done a song with X-Ray, the Hatupangwingwi thing. So them releasing it, the press release yesterday, and Ruto releasing the music, that wasn't a coincidence. So yeah, I think the NCIC should focus on more important matters because these are phrases that are in songs, and I mean the Madodo thing. That's understandable because in Rift Valley, when you mention something like that, it can spike a lot of violence.
So just what you're telling us is that the Hatupangwingi ban was politically motivated.
Of course it was. I'm not a supporter of William Ruto, but yeah, I can see that was targeted.
It was targeted. How are you seeing the coalitions, the campaign trail of Azimio, Kenya Kwanza? Which coalition is the best for Kenya?
Well, the Azimio coalition is the best move for Kenyans if we are being
Why Azimio, not Kenya Kwanza?
Well, let me start with Raila Odinga, the person. His demeanor. The guy has been in politics for a long time. He has a track record. He has been in prison. He has been tortured at a great personal cost. He has fought for democracy. He was at the forefront in the fight for multipartyism in the 80s and 90s. Show me one thing William Ruto has ever fought for. This same constitution that is shielding him from being fired, he was against it. He led the No campaign. So, and when you listen at William Ruto talk, like he's a guy that he's angry. He has a lot of resentment towards Uhuru Kenyatta to begin with.
So are you telling us that being angry makes you not fit?
Temperament. It's a good. Okay, look at the United States. in 2016. You know, those in the second debate pitting Clinton against Trump, there was a moment where Clinton said that it was a good thing for America that Donald Trump wasn't in charge of the law in the US. That time he hadn't become president and all. Because temperament is a very important thing. Imagine the leader of the free world, the guy who has his fingers on the nuclear triggers, being a hothead like Trump. It was a disaster. Look at everything Trump did. I mean, yeah, he did some good things.
Yeah,
He
yeah, I
elected
understand.
a Republican conservative to the Supreme Court, but when you look at his presidency overall, it was chaotic. So yeah, temperament is a very important thing.
Yeah, and on that, do you think the Baba Care 6,000 stipend, the NHIF that the Raila is talking about, is it will it happen when Baba actually gets to the house in the hill?
Yeah, of course it will happen, but I think Azimio is also failing in a way because you can't just say you'll provide every household with 6,000 Kenya shillings.
So you
You have
don't
to.
believe it's
I
on 6K?
believe the whole thing
Yeah.
can be disbursed. It can be implemented, but the Azimio faction, they should also come up with a plan and explain how these 6,000 will be retrieved from the
So you're
state
telling us it is
coffers.
not a reality?
It's a reality.
Uh-huh.
All I'm saying is that they need to provide a blueprint because we need to stop using buzzwords. Will tutatengeneza uchumi, tutasaidia mama mboga. You know, we need to show a real framework, a real blueprint, offer a real plan. This is how we are gonna do it. This is how the money will. This is how we will find the funding. This is how it's gonna be disbursed. This is, you know, like a real strategy.
But William Ruto did that on the bottom-up economy.
They
When he
just
said about the Mama Mboga, how he's
they,
going to inject
how
100 billion to the economy of
you know,
mtu wa chini
that's
mpaka
just
juu.
a buzzword. Where will this 100 billion come from?
It will come from the government, where the 6K is coming
You
from.
know the problem with Kenyans,
Yeah.
we have a very, it's not stupidity, it's more of blind faith. Because some months ago, the woman, no, she's an MP for Kandara, Alice Wahome. She was in Citizen TV, and Sam Gituku asked her to explain the bottom-up approach. She started stuttering. She had no idea what she was
But
talking
that
about.
doesn't mean
You
bottom-up
know,
is
William
bad.
Ruto is, if a top lieutenant in the Kenya Kwanza alliance cannot explain what the bottom-up approach is, a key lieutenant, because Alice Wahome has been with DP Ruto for, I think, since 2018. If she cannot explain what this bottom-up thing is, and she's at the top of the food chain, how do you expect this thing to be implemented, if at all it even exists? It's just a buzzline. Don't say bottom. Explain how this bottom up is going, because saying we will inject 100 billion to SMEs, low income people, provide a framework. Will they line up at the chief's station to get the money? Will they have to apply for, you know, like, come up with a strategy, explain.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
what has been revealed is that the both Azimio and Kenya Kwanza need to elaborate their manifestos well.
yeah, both sides. Yeah,
Both sides, they need to do it.
yeah.
But you are telling us that you support Azimio.
Yeah.
Why do you support Raila Odinga and not William Ruto?
Because of Raila the man. I've just explained.
Yeah.
The guy has always been a reformer. Look at his political career. He's been in detention. He's been in exile. He has been tortured.
So
He has
are we
been at the
rewarding him? Are we
No,
rewarding him?
Okay, this is more of a Mandela moment, because you look at South Africa. Nelson Mandela, he was imprisoned for more than 20 years. And when he was released, there was like this moment of national cohesion. It wasn't like a favor being done to him. It was more of like being grateful, because Nelson Mandela had suffered at a great personal cost in the fight against apartheid. So, and I'm not saying that we should just give Raila Odinga this presidency as a matter of like a favor or some sort of cashback. No, I'm just saying the man is principled. William Ruto is the king of doublespeak. If he was as principled as he portrays himself to be, then he should have resigned. Jaramogi Oginga Odinga did it, and he
All
never
right, just
agreed. No,
stop on
no, no.
that.
Let me finish.
Yeah,
He resigned when he had a disagreement with Kenyatta,
Jaramogi
and
is not William Ruto.
he never died, but he was a vice president,
Yes.
which is
He was,
equivalent to
yes,
the
he was a
deputy
vice
president.
president, but not a
Yeah.
deputy president.
Okay.
Those two are different.
The thing is, he
Mm.
was number 2 to the president.
Uh-huh.
And when you don't agree with someone,
Mm.
you resign. You don't fight the government from inside while taking credit for its success, because that's hypocrisy. Come on.
All right, it is
Yeah.
hypocrisy. But Raila Odinga the man, and we have Kalonzo, we have Peter Kenneth, we have Martha Karua. Who is best to be the running mate of Raila Odinga?
Well, as now, I'll go for Martha Karua.
Why Martha Karua?
First of all, and I'm sorry to say this, she's a woman. So, and
she's a
no,
woman.
It will make the ticket seem more desirable. It's the same in the US. Like Joe Biden, when he picked Kamala Harris, she was a woman of color. She was a woman. She was a Democrat. The whole thing, Asian roots and everything. So yeah.
Martha Karua has the votes.
First of all, let me just say things. She brings the woman vote. She's back in the political scene. She has a track record when she was when she was the justice minister in the Kibaki government. She has fought for multi-partyism. So when you look at all these things, Martha Karua has a splendid record. When you, for instance, take Peter Kenneth, like the guy, he bankrupted what was it? Kenyari. When he was there, he couldn't even get the Nairobi governorship, and he's been out of the
What about
political scene
Kalonzo?
for a while.
Kalonzo. Let's talk about Kalonzo.
The issue with Kalonzo is that he's always undecided. Kalonzo in the morning, he will say one thing.
He's a backbencher.
Yeah, he's watermelon. Like the
Sitting
name
on the fence.
Yeah, he's always the guy on the fence. He doesn't like going all in, going all out. He's always just there waiting to see how the scales
But he has
balanced.
votes in Ukambani.
And I'm not disputing that, but when you look at Ukambani right now, the political landscape is being controlled by 3 people: Kivuga Kibwana, Charity Ngilu, and Alfred Mutua.
You can't ignore Kalonzo
I'm not
Musyoka in
ignoring
Ukambani.
Kalonzo. What I'm saying is,
those are just
the
busybodies.
Kalonzo of 2022 is not the Kalonzo of 2010. He's not the Kalonzo of 2012. He's not the Kalonzo of 2017. That's
So who is
I'm
the
saying.
Kalonzo of 2022?
In Ukambani, as I've just said, the landscape has shifted because Kalonzo has been in government for a long time in the Moi regime. He was the assistant minister for foreign affairs. And all these years he's been there, we still have bridges collapsing in Lower Eastern. So the Kamba people feel betrayed in a sense. And this is where they have shifted their allegiance. You see, when you look at all these, Charity Ngilu, she was in Wiper, I think, at one time. When you look at Kivuda Kibwana, he was a great supporter of...
both were in government.
Alfred Mutua, he was also a supporter of Kalonzo Musyoka. But it got to a time and they saw that this girl was leading them in the wrong direction. So they shifted their allegiance. Yeah.
They shifted their allegiance, but as of now, when you go to Ukambani, the person with the votes is not the 3 governors, but it is Kalonzo Musyoka. That one you can't lie. That's why you see the Azimio coalition. It is like a party of 3. It is like a coalition of 3 parties: Wiper, ODM, and Jubilee.
Yes,
why not the other? The other
because
small parties of
If
Ukambani?
I'm being honest, when you look at the Wiper party in Ukambani, it has members of parliament, it has senators, it has women representatives. ODM the same, Jubilee the same. Now, when you look at these other small parties that have come into the Azimio faction, these are parties that have been created in the recent past. They don't have any representatives in parliament, which is why, and I think they should humble themselves in a way, because Jubilee has members, ODM has members, and Wiper has members. So in as much as this is a coalition, this Azimio movement, they have to respect the fact that the 3 big dogs, they call the shots because they have members in the house. They can pass legislations as of now. So yeah, I mean, after 2022, if these small parties get representations in the House, in the Senate, blah blah blah, they can also now negotiate for a bigger peace. You understand?
Yeah, all right. As you finish the interview,
Uh-huh.
I want to ask you, what is the position of youths in our Kenyan politics as they are right now?
Well, I think 2022, this general election is going to change the landscape.
Yeah.
A lot of young people, they're vying for elective positions, especially the celebrities. We have MC Jesse. Bahati is going for the Matare constituency as a member of parliament. So, yeah, I think this election will be a very big win for the young people because we've finally decided to take it upon our hands and stop saying that the future belongs to the youth. It's the future is now. It's
The
time.
future is
Yeah,
now. It's time. So
it's time.
some youths are saying they're not going to vote because it's biased, they'll be rigging, your vote doesn't matter. What's your take on that?
Let me just say that
Mm.
anyone who's thinking within that framework
Yeah.
really needs to adjust their minds because it's pathetic. And because when you look at someone who's in maybe like university, you are maybe 20, 23, 24, which means the government that will take the reins as of August going forward, this is the government you'll pay taxes to. This is the government that will set probably your salary or something if you're going to work under them. This will the government that will be charging the VATs for the cars you buy. This will be the government setting the price of commodities. So for someone to say that they don't want to vote, they don't care, it's ignorance of the because you have a chance, you have a voice, your vote counts.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's stop from there.
Mhm.
Your vote counts.
Yeah.
Your last remarks as we finish the show?
Well, I'd just like to say that we are safe in Azimio, we are safe in Baba's hands. William Ruto is bad news. And because, even Uhuru Kenyatta, who they've been together for a while, for him to just come out and suddenly change tune because Uhuru Kenyatta used to insult Raila Odinga on a daily.
All right.
He used to call him Kemodo Kego. So for him to just change tune and suddenly start supporting the old guy, it's that should tell you a lot about William Ruto.
Thank you very much, political commentator Daniel Mugo. And those are his words. That is not the position of the Gabriel TV. And that has come to the end of our show.
Thank you for having me.
Cut.